ese gato se va. Sáquenme la botella que funda para gastarle. Esta noche tú y yo nos vivimos la película. Luce cámara, la acción después en mi recámara. En el duelo no se sabe quién ganará. So baile y bebe. Ese booty retrocede. Que me encanta la manera en que tú lo mueves.
Solo pégate un poquito, mami, que yo quiero enseñarte lo que yo tengo para ti. Lo que tengo para ti. Te va a encantar como meto yo.
What is going on, Cowboy Nation? Welcome back to Primetime Studios. Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil, and like always, my co-host, Gametime Bryan. Gametime, welcome back to, of course, Primetime Studios, sir.
Welcome, welcome. How are you, Primetime Phil? I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. That is, of course, my new intro video for the upcoming season. Now, it might change with the sense of some of the video that comes with it, of course, when we're going to the draft, things that, things are just going to be happening. But, of course, KT and Pepe with, of course, my little brother with the R&Bs there. But it's just jamming as well. So I put, of course, them in the links. But just jamming, man.
It's just little brother singing because I'm like, are we going to get copyrighted? What's that? I don't speak Spanish, so I can't tell you what's going on. But, he's like, no, that's my little brother. I'm like, oh, all right, that's even more impressive. I like it.
Yeah, he was very happy to see that, the way that everything, he goes, I loved how you rewound it. When the music did it, I was like, yeah, man, it was just amazing to go with. It gets me pumped up for the broadcast.
It really broke down nice, though. It's got a good groove.
I went and sent Bryan the ones that we've been using, so he'll use those. I'm going to get him some new ones here in the next couple months as well, too, as we get some film and stuff. But welcome back, guys. Welcome back as we get ready for free agency. I'd say we get ready for free agency, but it's like a family that doesn't shop on Black Friday. It doesn't mean shit.
I have a warm and fuzzy feeling in my heart. Listen, I think good things are going to happen. And, I don't want to go too far, but I'll just say this. There's nothing on my list, everybody in the chat and Phil. I'm not asking for Patrick Queen. I'm not asking for Danielle Hunter. I mean, that would be great. But I'm not asking for the top of the line.
I'm asking.
Well, I know you are, and that would be great.
I want it.
I really think we're getting a linebacker. I think we're getting a D tackle. And not most importantly, but unbelievably, I think we're getting Derrick Henry. So, and then we go into the draft, and now it alleviates a little bit of Now, if we go out in free agency, it won't be the first couple days. I'm going to stream, Phil, but it won't be on Wednesday. You know that. I will be shocked, floored if we do anything on Wednesday. But that doesn't mean they're not going to do anything. Sometimes that money is foolishly spent like that.
And then you got to keep, of course, for your cap and stuff for your rookies and everything. But before we go too far about any of this, let's go to the chat because one thing for sure, Vinny Hagen, we are going to eventually make, of course, a mod. I was trying to make it right before the broadcast. I was trying to get him to do it, but it just was not allowing me to. Your name wasn't coming up.
Super chat.
Yeah, I wanted to give him as well. I mean, he gave me a real great shout out on the new intro, of course, because I was so happy about it that I had to get it out there. So Brad Harris with the love the intro, Phil, helping support your channel. Also, Phil, please give Vinny a stretch, sir, and definitely in the plans, definitely in the cards. He's been a great supporter of my channel, your channel, Bryan. But man, we have these guys that are talking about it, and they're making up a lot of great points in the sense of the free agency. These I don't know, your hopes and your dreams of what you want, but there's somebody sitting there in the background, kind of ready to kind of ruin stuff, and of course that's Catboy. I have him a little Catboy thing in the bottom here, so they can see it.
I see him, a little clown face.
So as I say that now, I'm gonna come on here as well because I guess Ultra Cowboy saying Cowboys have only made one move to get below the salary cap.
Is Ultra? Hold up. Ultra, are you going to the draft? We need to break bread. So please tell me you're going to the draft. We'll have to hook up. So email me, GametimeBryan@gmail. You send me your number, and I'll call you if you're going to the draft. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so they made the one move, of course, with Zach Martin, bringing the salary cap, clearing up about $13 million. That doesn't necessarily mean that we were at 13, but it puts us in a better position. So what, 6-7 millions? I'm not even sure in that sense.
Going, yes,
going to Sizzlers. And so with that you can make some move, but of course getting that extension with CeeDee Lamb, getting that extension with Dak Prescott, those are going to be some. Those are the two big moves as of right now with our team. Who's there? Picking up that fifth option definitely helps us get that whole thing out of the way with Micah Parsons. But I want to see a splash, man. Obviously, it's easy to say that as soon as the season ends. Oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And then of course Stephen Jones kind of just counters everything. Do you cut? I know these guys. They love their draft picks and everything. Do you see any possible trade to get more draft picks? Anybody from the roster that you see could be moved, they can move on from and possibly get some value out of?
Value. Well, yeah, there is a guy I think we could move, but I don't think we are going to trade players for picks. There's only one guy that I think I'm hearing a lot of weird stuff, and that would be Trey Lance. Why we would trade him for a fourth, I understand.
No.
I understand if it's at the top of the four, but I personally don't see us doing that. I don't see anybody giving us a 3. Minnesota doesn't have a 3, okay? So now Ultra Cowboy, he says, give me a Donnie Mitchell to pair with CD, the only catch. And this is for Ultra and everybody in the chat and Phil. Let me ask you this. I'm seeing a lot of this. Knowing that, okay, speaking for the Cowboys, knowing that there's only maybe 3 quarterbacks that should go in the first round, right? But there's going to be at least 5 before us, okay? There's going to be, players are going to fall to us. Adonai Mitchell is a guy that Ultra brings up, okay? Again, Ultra wants to take that player. Phil, if I told you I could drop from 24 to 28, let's say, with Buffalo, that was a rumor that your boy Dane Brugler said that's how he sees it going. So many offensive tackles and receivers are going to drop based on who's going to be taken, or actually cornerbacks, that Dallas could trade that pick to Buffalo, let's say at 28, and you get 99. Okay. Would you want to go from 24 to 28 and get 99, which is the last pick in the 3rd round? So you would have 2 third-round picks, but you wouldn't have a 4th, but you would have 2 thirds.
I think I would love it if there was nobody there that that center from Oregon. If that center from Oregon in there,
that's the guy.
Go F yourself. I'm picking that guy. But if you have your guys are already tapped out that you really would pick that first round, because let's be real, every team has about 20 players that they pick to be real true first round draft picks. We hear this day in, day out every year. But when you really look at it, we're picking on 24th. That means there's a chance that those 20 guys could be off the board. Let's be real. And so if you're sitting there going, okay, well, I feel the value at the end of the first round, and of course I got 4 guys sitting there. Hell yes, trade back those picks, because now you have a better chance of at least picking out one of those guys, and it's just somebody that you would have still picked in the first round. And of course you're grabbing that third stuff. We've had some really good luck with picking up those extra picks in the first round when we trade back. So I would love to see that. I'm a big captain trade back kind of guy.
Well, and I see, here's the deal, we don't know what they think. Unfortunately,
yeah, amen to that.
I'm not going to argue about the Cowboys and picking offensive linemen, but I've been hearing a lot of, there's a guy, University of Arizona, Jordan Morgan. He had the most experience. See, all these other guys, Mims. Everybody's enamored with Mims, right?
I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence, but
But He's only has 8 games played in college, and he's a right tackle.
And he got hurt at the
Okay.
combine. I mean, it's just, to me, it says
Then
something.
you go to the guy that I originally mocked to Dallas out of Oklahoma.
Okay, Tyler Guyton or whatever.
Yeah, Tyler Guyton. Again, he's the
Not a bad one, not a terrible one.
Tyron Smith clone. He played right tackle in college. Now, Jordan Morgan, I really like as far as a safe pick. I like him better than Mims because Mims was played 8 games. I'm gonna sneeze. So, but if I do, I'll mute myself.
Well, there's some tackles there. I mean, I know, for example, Washington, they have that nice little tackle that it would be hard.
Yeah.
It would be hard not to want to take him
like,
at that spot. And so if you're at 24 and he's sitting
Jordan
there.
Jordan Morgan's huge, but his
Huge
problem
bitch.
is he has shorter arms. Not T-Rex arms, but you know who else who had short arms and he made the all-rookie team was Tyler Linderbaum.
Boy.
That's just what annoys me with the Cowboys. They get too caught up in certain things instead of just taking a freaking good-ass player that's sitting there. You know what I mean? Now, let me ask you this. Everybody not named see, I don't even know if Dallas likes him.
I would love that ultra.
Let's say Jackson Powers Johnson. Let's say he's the only guy that we're in this conversation that's gone. Who would you draft instead of an offensive tackle? Assuming Powers Johnson is gone, okay. Is there a guy there that you say, whoa, he's there? I'm gonna go and take a freaking cornerback. We don't need a corner, but you know how that goes.
Yeah, Mitchell. I think Mitchell, Quentin Mitchell. I think that one's a big one.
Mitchell might be there.
That might be that guy. That would be the only one I probably would. I mean, Kool-Aid he's now has an injury, right? I think there's something there. There was something there that happened. So he may drop as well. I'm always kind of weary about Alabama corners.
There you go.
But you got Trayvon Diggs, of course. So
yeah. Well, I'm getting the names here that I thought you would be saying. Keon Coleman, Bryan Thomas Jr. Now, I ask you guys this.
Is Keon Coleman a first rounder? See him getting a lot of drops for the second round, but I could easily see him getting picked on the first round.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem. Again, we're in purgatory, right? We pick towards the end of the round, so it's like we have to actually draft these cats around the head. That's just how it works.
Yeah, true.
I mean, so and I don't know what you have written down to talk about, but that's just interesting to me. I'm not in on Wiggins, the corner. I don't want Wiggins because he's he weighed in 173 pounds at the combine. He's like 6'1", 173. Now he's a great corner, but then again, I'm window dressing my board, so I'll make sure that he's a second round guy. I don't want him for our team, so I'm not going to rate him high, but he's like Forbes in Washington.
Let me ask you a question.
Type of player he is.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So if all of a sudden there's a line, boom, offensive lineman starts coming off the board. Okay, your defensive tackle, whatever that's you may even think is a first rounder. I don't see a lot of them as first rounders, but I do see a lot of second rounders there. Now you start getting these type of things. Are you okay with walking away with a linebacker like Peyton Wilson?
When
you get wiped out of that 24th pick.
Oh no. I definitely do not take him there. And we could talk about who I want, but no, I don't. I think his injury history alone, you have to leave him in the second round. There's a lot of options there. I'm telling you, I got to start doing more mocks just to actually show you all the names. There's going to be 5 quarterbacks taken. The tight end is going to go, from Georgia. He's going. Okay, he's a stud. You're going to have probably 5 offensive linemen gone. Okay, you're going to have no running backs. You're going to have some corners go. You're going to have some defensive linemen go. Not any D tackles. So it's like
that would be a good one.
We're in a good spot, but I'm asking you if Keon Coleman's there or Bryan Thomas Jr. is there, and let's say Jackson Powers Johnson's gone, but like a Latham is there, or like one of these guys who only played right tackle in college. To me, if Mims is on the board, and if Mims, Guyton, and let's say Brian Thomas Jr. or Keon Coleman, that's a tough call for me. I might go receiver there. I don't know that they will. They'll probably go with Mims, but he's got 8 games played in college. And I don't know. It's a little scary.
Okay, so if it was a program that was like LSU, and they were winning national championships, you probably feel a little bit more comfortable. But Georgia, they were on a power, they were doing some stuff. I mean, they did lose to some teams, but they were doing some shit, man. That offense was definitely good. And so it's hard to kind of ignore that. Even if there are 8 games, it's just why wasn't he in the previous game? Was there a badass tackle that was taking the spot prior to that? So, I mean, you got to take those type of things into consideration. It'd be different if it was a little, Texas Tech, and they went undefeated or something like. But this is Georgia, man. This is a good program. This is somebody where he has to compete against some really top competition. So I would be okay with it. I would be okay with putting him at right tackle. I wouldn't be okay with just all of a sudden now you're my left tackle guy.
If Jackson Powers Johnson is on the board and Mims is on the board, they better go Jackson.
Every time
Powers
you say
Johnson.
that, man, my nipples get hard. So just
Well, I'm just telling they better go with him. Okay. Now again, I'm arguing with a team who's unbelievably
idiotic about things
good
like that.
in drafting in the first round.
Oh,
as far
okay.
as,
Yeah. Offensive lineman.
So it's like You're going to have Mark's going to have a microphone in my face, and Ultra's going to be standing by me saying, take Brian Johnson Jr. And I'm going to go, if we're sitting there and that's not the pick, I'm going to pull a Randy Stites, and I'm going to go off. Because to me, that's what our problem was. That's what our problem was last year. Get Phil nipple clamps. He might already have them. Odds are he does. Weird.
Yeah, that's how you got to get it calm down. So
Philly D, your new nickname is Nips. Now you can cut glass with them nips. Show those nipples. They're big. Oh no, wait. Big
baloney, Phil. Sorry, man. We went on another direction on that one.
This has gone off the rails.
It's the After Hours with Primetime Studios.
Premium picture value, QB, LT. Yeah. So you want Mims. Okay, Ultra. See, I would go over the receiver. This is what I would do.
Yes, man. Yes, I'm definitely over. To me, the left tackle is a left tackle, right tackle. Tackles in general, they're just hard to find. To me, wide receivers are a dime a dozen, man. Now, whether you get an elite one or whatever like that, that's totally different. But dime a dozen, man. Look at Jerry Jeudy and what he's being traded off to. Look at these guys.
Say this.
Courtland Sutton was their leading receiver. He's off too. So yeah.
Let's say this. We're on the clock at 24. Buffalo wants to come up, okay, and they're going to give us 99. Okay, so we're going to drop 4 spots. Mims, Guyton, Keon Coleman, and Brian Johnson Jr. are on the board. Why wouldn't you trade down?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, okay, worst case scenario, they're trading up for Mims. Well, now they wouldn't be. They will be trading up for the receiver, Brian Johnson. Or Brian Thomas. Is it Brian Thomas? I forget, but yeah. They would be trading up for the LSU. I think it's Brian Thomas. They would be trading up for him, most likely. I think Keon Coleman might
you're talking about the LSU receiver. Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah. I think they will be trading up for him or a die out of Texas. So that's what I'm thinking. So I would definitely want the extra pick as a draft person. Because Mims only has 8 starts in college and Guyton's still there, you still got the West Virginia center. I mean, we have a lot of options here. I'm hearing that the Duke guard/center Barton is going to be gone before our pick. So if Jackson Powers Johnson and Barton are both gone, then it's kind of like, and we're still looking at Latham We're still looking at Guyton. Now, I mean, all these guys have really played right tackle. So our left tackle is going to be a projection. Okay, that's the thing. So why not go? You drop down. It's just very exciting to see what we're going to do. That's all. I'm looking forward to it. But we can move on. I know we talked a lot about it.
No, it's okay. So, when you're looking at the defensive tackles, how do you feel good about any of them in the end of the first round? I feel great about a lot of them in the second and third round, but do you feel good about any of them with a possibility of the end of the first?
Who's that? I'm sorry.
Just
I was looking at Ultra comment.
Yeah, he tends to do that. Defensive tackle. Is there any defensive tackle in your book?
Nobody in the first. No. I will not take Sweat there. I'm with Ultra.
Brandon,
I would go
Fisk.
with Mims. I would go Mims. If you're telling me Mims or Thomas, I'm going Mims because we need that bad. Again, if Jackson Powers Johnson's there, I had them over all of them.
Everybody.
Just because. But I like other
that
centers
dude's
too.
gone.
Like
He is
Arkansas
so
center.
gone. There is no way. There's no way he's sitting there. I just can't see it. I would love it.
know.
I would love it, but I just can't see it, man.
I think a guy like Mims is going to go high. I think Barton is starting to skyrocket. I think center isn't necessarily a sexy pick. I expect him to be gone. I'm seeing now Barton going over Jackson Powers Johnson out of Duke. So if that happens, you might get a gift. Mm-hmm. Ronnie, what's up, buddy? And Landa Walker's in the house. Yeah, I don't know. Phil said,
again,
I'm sure he's
Brad Harris, thank you. I was going to tell you just again.
Yeah, I sent you a super chat there, Phil. Thanks for reading it.
Did you?
F up. Yeah.
I didn't have anything.
Dick. Yeah, I bought you. I didn't buy myself one. I bought one for you.
Let me take a look
It's
here.
yellow. It's all right. I'll just hope that you got it. I saw it. Everybody liked it. There was a bunch of likes.
Where the fuck is it?
It's yellow. You got to go under the. You can go under your
fan funding. Here we go.
Yep,
I see it now. I see it now.
And your activity. Yeah.
There it is.
We get to pair with Tyler, left side, lockdown. Yeah.
He starts to come and then he pulls out.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Ronnie, what's up?
I don't
Rhonda
know why it
Lovelace.
wasn't
What's
showing
up,
me
Rhonda?
that. This is all like weird.
Rhonda Lovelace. You are the gal.
So you're going to have to tell me
Ron?
when those come up because for some reason it's not showing me. I don't know why.
Yeah, I already saw the two. I like Barton would give us flex, David Cowboy. Here's the problem with a lot of these guys, okay? This is why, I kind of want to just go with a center. I mean, Mims is a stretch, but I love his upside. He's a beast. I mean, he played great against Texas, so I can't really complain. It's like Barton. You think they love Barton? I don't think he's going to be there for us. I think they're going to. He's 6'6" out of Duke. Played guard. He played center as a freshman. Really like Barton too, but I like Brian Broadus' guy out of West Virginia. If all things fail,
Zach
I
Frazier?
like him.
Zach Frazier?
Yeah, Zach Frazier. Yeah, I like Zach Frazier. And
I'm
like
actually.
the Arkansas guy.
I was gonna say I like the guy from Georgia. I think he needs a little bit of work. Cedric Van Pran or something like that.
Oh yeah, Von Pran. Yeah, he's
Pran,
good.
yeah.
But I mean, they all have a little something.
But there's a late. But that's nice if they're there as backups, just in case you do not get that first rounder. Yeah. And so in the later rounds, you could possibly pick some of those guys up. Frazier, if you trade out of that first,
It wasn't our guards on our tackles. It was Tyler Biotish. The problem was when he went up against big one techniques and these big boys, like what the Eagles have and a lot of teams, he struggled and he got pushed back against the big boys. You give me a guy who could hold his own and actually own the line of scrimmage. That's why we can't run the ball, people. It starts right there with your center. That's just what it is. That's what it is. So, I mean, it's easy. And
obviously McCarthy wants to do it. I mean, it's not if you can't tell that McCarthy wants to run it up the middle. I think if you want to get it, go. Okay, I'm gonna say this and excuse me, guys, but if you like the guy, then you go and get them. That's what you go. You go and can get them, and you do it all day. You take your pick, you take another pick, you can give it to them, and then you just it's as simple as that. I don't know what they're even thinking about, man.
You come out of the first 2 rounds, Mims, Benson, Von Prawn, offense is good to go. I love Trey Benson, but there ain't no way in hell we're getting Trey Benson unless the captain trade down like more than once so we get that, because he's gonna go. Right, I think Ultra. He's probably going to go before us in the second. You think, or you think he'll last?
He could be there in the second. Could be in second, third.
I got a question for Ultra and Phil. Anybody who knows the players.
Jack Meeker,
Edgerrin Cooper.
Okay, linebacker.
Or a Colson out of.
Edgar Cooper.
I like Colson.
Colson, I think he's undersized. He's undersized.
Yeah, he's big. He's
to me, he plays small. Let's be real. He might be. I see him play small. Like I don't see him ever making plays as when he's like wide open or he's going against smaller dudes. I'm again, that doesn't mean I wouldn't like him, but
yeah, I like Cooper, but he has to be picked at your second pick.
Yeah,
Colson, you could probably wait till your third pick. That's all I'm saying. So it all depends. Jake Ferguson can't measure heart. Man, I was wrong about Jake Ferguson.
There's some linebackers there that I love.
I was telling people to go back and watch Phil's. We both did.
Brad Harris again. Here we go, Brad.
Insert cash or select payment type.
There you go, Brad. Brad's in the house. Hey, Brad. There ain't no way Drew's getting a wrench, so you can just relax on that one.
Drew just got in. So he says has a 6th or 7th round pick.
He was on my chat earlier.
Ever amounted to anything? Just curious. I mean, we got Jerron Bland, right?
No. Well, Brad's right though.
What's going on?
Here's the deal. All this talk that's coming from the Cowboys that we're going all in with the draft. Stop it. We're gonna go all in using the draft. No, at that time we didn't have a 4th and a 5th. I thought we would get 2 6th. Mark was right. We got a 5th and a 6th. But the Niners got 5 compensatory picks, people. So if we're going all in the draft, what are they doing? The Eagles got 4, I want to say. They got 2 third-round compensatory picks.
Man, you can't go in at the draft.
But that's what even their own writers are saying. The draft...
This is an unlimited party with a credit limit. Like, it just doesn't make any sense, man.
It doesn't make any sense. We can't go all in. What's up, Eric Wallace? How are you? EJB, what's up, buddy? David Cowboy, Tom Brady. All right.
Yes, the Cowboys need a running back.
You can hit, but I mean,
See, my
there's
whole
a
thing.
lot of feedbacks.
Yeah, I say that exact thing. Like when I look at, of course, there's certain guys like Trey Benson that I really, really like. But man, in the later rounds, Marshawn Lloyd. He's the USC.
Yeah,
he's a USC running back. There's
it's not Vinny. It's not an exact science.
There was a couple of guys, and later on, Mayan Williams from Ohio State. There's some guys there that I think could really fill that role. I just don't like there's going to be a lot of guys that they love him, but I don't like Blake Corum.
I don't either.
I'm not a fan of this.
For the simple reason is he's 5'8".
We already got that guy.
Run away from anybody. He doesn't run away from anybody. Either did Emmitt Smith, right? And I know what people are going to say. I compared him to Emmitt, but not Emmitt. You know what I mean? Just like he's just. I would still. There's other running backs I want. Ultra brought up Trey Benson. He's my favorite out of the whole lot.
Oh yeah, he's a workhorse. He would be. You could plug him in as your number one. He could block the blitzes that are coming.
But there's a lot of guys that I like. But everybody keeps bringing up the Wisconsin running back, Braylon Allen, and I like Braylon. But I mean, if you're asking me who do I want Trey Benson. Trey Benson would be freaking dynamic. But again, where we pick, it's like we're not. We would have to move up in the second round or drop down. I just don't see him there for us in the second round. So that's all. Scenario, Cowboy. I want to see that because he has some good points. Scenario, Cowboys draft Mims at 24. Panthers don't have any picks. Graham Barton or Adonai Mitchell falls to 33. Do you move 56 and 87 to move up? I don't because I need my picks. and especially how many free agents we're losing. I don't, but again, I would use Adonai Mitchell. I think I'm telling you, Ultra. I think that receiver is a position in the draft that people are going to covet. Teams like Kansas City and Buffalo, they're going to want to move up to 24 to get at Brian Thomas. I think Brian Thomas. I'm going to go on the limb right now and say Brian Thomas is gone. There's going to be probably 5 receivers gone, at least 4 before we pick. You're going to have Roma Dunze, you're going to have Marvin Harrison, and then you're going to have Neighbors, and I think Brian Thomas is gone. So you're going to have 4, you're going to have 5, maybe 6 quarterbacks. That's 11. You're going to have, there's going to be a lot of players there when we are there at 24. There's going to be a receiver that somebody's going to want. I think we could use that. I think we could use that as trade bait to drop down. Will they do it? I don't know. But Mahomes wants Worthy. Worthy's another one. So Worthy's a guy. You could say, well, we could take him. Yeah, but we were the fools that traded a 4th-round pick for Trey Lance. So why not use that Worthy to drop down a few picks to get another top 100 pick?
Yeah.
And pick our offensive lineman, whoever you want. If you're getting down into the, let's say like 29 or 30 or even 32 with the Chiefs, and you want to get somebody and let's say the Chiefs gives you like a 3 and a 5. They may do that. I don't know. And then, now you might be willing to do weird things.
Hey, I love Weed, man. Just because he was designed that way, that offense was that way. That offense wasn't just running all the time. They ran through the quarterback a lot. So can he? Yes, he can.
I don't want a workhorse, Weed.
Yeah,
I don't want a workhorse. Give me a guy who gets the ball 15 times.
I want a workhorse.
2 of them.
That doesn't mean I want to use him as a workhorse. I want a workhorse. I want that back. What the hell are you sitting there talking about Derrick Henry and all these guys if you don't want that type of dude? Like, let's be real. Like, that's the type of dude he is, just at a younger pace. So I'm gonna go with Brad Harris here because he's asking how many 6th or 7th rounds. He's actually asking you. So we got Jalen Brooks. I think Jalen Brooks was drafted in the 7th round. We got Eric Scott. He was one of those later rounds. We got Deuce Vaughn, of course, that was there. You got, I think the other guys that we did have in those areas, they just been gone. Devin Harper, remember that linebacker? That was a nice one.
The one we exposed last year.
Yeah, exactly. So the other guys that we have, he's Israel
Mukwamu here, Phil.
Well, no,
we got everybody. This is what we got, Brad.
I was thinking he was talking about the players.
No, I forgot already, Brian. How many 6th and 7th round picks do we have?
No, I think it was just like 2.
We got number 24th overall. We got number 56 in the 2nd round. We got 87 in the 3rd. We got 173 in the 5th. We got only one 6th rounder. I thought we had 2. Oh no, I got confused. We got 216. We have 1 6th round because we got a 5th now. We got 2 7ths. So we got 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 1 5, 1 6, and 2 7ths. So only 1 6 and 2 7ths. So okay, 1627 for Shredder. What's that? JT Shredder? Was that? What do you guys think of the Buffalo center? I don't know enough about him.
Morse?
Yeah, Morse.
All I remember is Josh Allen running a lot, so I can't really think that I'm going to grab any of those linemen and really.
I'm just saying, just think about that. If we were to somehow get a center in free agency that you like better than Tyler, now you're cooking, and you're going with Ultra's plan of getting. If like God forbid, if somebody drops to you, like a Brian Thomas, or let's say, who knows, Keon Coleman or whatever, like a Donnie Mitchell. Now you could roll the dice and pull a CD and just take the best guy sitting there. So it'll be interesting. But we got 1 6th and 2 7ths spread. That's what you wanted to know. So But yes, I'm excited about the draft, and we got like 48 days or something. So
No, man, it's like it's there. It feels like it's a lot closer, but it isn't, man. That combine really kind of threw me off a little bit. You even got guys like Cat Williams running a 40 and stuff. So you see that one? He was under 5 seconds. I'm like, man, they get that guy in NFL.
Hey, Twiz, this is the exciting part of the year for Dallas because we don't actually play any games. So.
But you can still be disappointed. Yeah.
We will be disappointed, I'm sure.
Well,
I'm just gonna miss Randy Stites.
Yeah, if we go again and they have a shitty draft, I'm never going to a draft again. I was like, yep, nope, no more.
Yeah, I'm going. Fuck that. I'm there. I think next year it's gonna be Pittsburgh. Whee!
So you think Russell's going to Pittsburgh?
Who knows? I don't think many teams are gonna want him, so wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, he was flirting with the Giants. We might see him in the division.
What the hell is Giants doing, man? Like,
let's ride,
dude. You can't. I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't really care. Like, it does not bother me if he was to sign with the Giants or stuff. So it's just, yeah, it's.
Yeah, I know. Weird.
Yeah. So anyway, the class, man. The hopefully this class is going to be a lot more of a impactful class than we had last year. And shit, let's be real. We're hoping that last year's draft class will actually step up with a lot of those positions opening up. We need that number 2 wide receiver, number 2 tight end to really kind of shine. Now that there's going to be a lot more eyes on Ferguson, and we need to just show if we can get him Luke as developed as a tight end, that's going to make Schultz look even worse. I think that needs to be another motivation as well too.
Well, yeah, he came out, ran his mouth. I saw the clip. He got caught up in the interview. Listen, I'm sorry, East Side. Nobody cares about Houston Texans. That doesn't mean C.J. Stroud. I've been telling you how impressed I was with the young man.
Yeah,
again, he was a rookie season.
Yeah.
Okay, and the expectations were down here. Okay, now I expect them. I love their head coach, so I expect them to actually keep going up. I do. I mean, I like the enthusiasm, but nobody really cares, Dalton. You turn down more money with Dallas, only to get a 6, or I think maybe a $7 million 1-year deal. And now you got the same deal that you would have had 3 years ago. Maybe if you would have stayed in Dallas, you would have then opened up your opportunity to get another big deal. Whatever.
My whole thing is like, I never really had a problem when he was here. I thought he was a bigger personality than what he truly could be. But for you to be able to open your mouth and talk so much shit, and then the moment somebody says something back to you, you just block them. I think that right there just kind of goes really with who he is as a person. I'm big and bad until somebody kind of
respect for Cole Beasley.
Yeah, honestly, I did
for him because he would go back and forth with you at least. He wouldn't block you and put his tail between his legs.
Yeah, so
we can disagree, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's the part of me that doesn't really respect him just because he's quick. And I get it, distractions, all that kind of stuff. I totally understand that part of it. But
thanks, Ron.
You can't open your mouth too. You can't be that type of guy and then be all butthurt when somebody else calls you out on your shit. So go take your gaming channel.
Williams. Yeah, exactly. Keep your game. Yeah, yep. I agree. Ultra says Sam Williams and Schoonmaker. I'll go Sam Williams. What was depressing about Schoonmaker last year, Ultra, was the one thing we thought we could count on he wasn't good at when that was blocking. Now, I will say he was injured. So, and give him a year in the strength and conditioning program at the pros. I expect a lot more out of him the upcoming year. Schoonmaker was a guy who didn't play much football either. So he's just, it is what it is. Bad drafting teams have to resort to free agency. Yeah, it's true. Absolutely. Last year wasn't great, but we can't call it a failure either because what do they say? 3 years? You got to give me 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what if Mozzie comes out and balls out this year, puts the weight back on? Mike Zimmer knows how to use him. Not to shit on Dan.
But let's be real. Let's be real. When he has his breakout, if he has a breakout, if he has it in his last contract year, don't sign him. Don't you freaking sign his ass. We don't do that contract year bullshit here. It's
Yeah.
like
if it ain't this year, then
it was,
you know.
yeah,
You got to
if it ain't
go.
the last 2 years of his contract or whatever, I mean, yeah, because by the end of that third year, if you haven't developed, you're not picking up your fifth year option, for sure. So I mean,
Well, I think that
well, that's the reason
Zimmer's
why
style of defense is better for him.
Yeah, I love weed. I'm like right there with you, man. Like this is what I'm talking about. Like if you turn around and all of a sudden, all the guys that are sitting there, you're like, okay, Brandon Frisk isn't there. Maybe that's a defensive lineman you're really looking at trying to get, but you're looking at Chris Jenkins all of a sudden sitting there, and you're like, but because of the helmet that he has, it just makes you have this PTSD kind of. Do you end up taking a chance with somebody that that you don't? Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't flash as much. I don't know, man. But I'm with you guys. I'm really with you because even when I was doing my mock drafts and I came and I saw Chris Jenkins there, I kind of passed him, and I think that has a lot to do with the effect that Taco and Mozzie have had.
Fisk out of Florida State, man.
Mm-hmm. Well, I liked him as a possible second round pick, but then with that combine he had, I was like, well, forget that shit.
Excuse my language.
Yeah. No, you're good.
The combine, So his athletic ability was through the roof. I liked him, and now I was like, okay. I mean, not that he was a secret, but
Yeah, I love weed. I love that running back.
What's always interesting? Us novices, we get like the fans and even these ESPN, these what do you call it? The Mel Kipers and all that. We get
Who the hell is Mel Kiper, anyways?
We get caught. Yeah, right. We get caught up with names, right? But some names were never going to be in the first round. Like I heard today on the radio, I think it was from yesterday. They said there's a chance that Jordan Morgan isn't a first rounder on any of these teams' board, but the Dane Bruglers, and they're all like saying, "Oh, Jordan Morgan." Like last year, Joey Porter Jr. First mocks had Joey Porter going in the top 10. And then between 10 and 15.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he never went in the first round. Nolan Smith. Oh, my God, Nolan Smith. And then he was taken by the Eagles, and not to be mean, but he did nothing last year. He's going to have a shot this year.
I think he will. He'll have a shot. He'll make plays, but I just don't think he's going to be staying healthy for you. I think that's his own thing. I mean, maybe if he can get bigger, I think that'll help him. But right now, I feel like he's a smaller guy playing that position, So
Jordan Davis is not a bust, Elena, but he has not lived up to. He's played 2 full seasons now, and he's nowhere near what he should be. Because remember, you traded up and gave up multiple picks to get him. But we always say, Elena, you got to give them at least 3 seasons. I expect him to be a better player this year. We'll see what his weight is, and if it's not easy being like a guy that big. You could easily balloon up, and I don't know how Fangio wants to play his defense. I'm not that well versed in his defenses. It didn't work out in Miami, but he has been a good defensive coordinator. He was a horrible head coach in Denver, but he has been a good coordinator. Stop eating cheesesteaks, right, Weed? Exactly. Put the cheesesteaks down. Hey, Ultra, do you like the safety Nubin out of Minnesota? Just curious. Brian, didn't you want our Smith, not yours? I said that's who I thought we would take. Yes, Elena, you are correct. That was one of my names. I said Nolan Smith. I said Joey Porter and Nolan Smith. Hey, Davis was a stud all year and fell off the earth.
See, I think I'm gonna basically take. Remember how for those years we just wanted a safety? Can we get a safety? Can we just get a safety? I just want a safety. Can we get one? I just want one. And then we finally got some, and I think we just packed it up. I love it. I love seeing it. That I want a center, man. I wanted a center last year, Tyler Linderbaum, and I want a center this year, man. I want that guy. I want the guy because after Travis Frederick left, that dominant line wasn't the same. That push in the middle wasn't the same. Zach Martin's timing with that, being able to hit that next level because now he has to stay behind and help people. So he's kind of missing some of those blocks as well. And Yeah, offensive line coach, that needed to change. So there was some things that just needed to change, and that's one of them, man. We need a center. The tackle thing. Here's the thing, man. If you don't get your tackle, but you get a good guard, everybody is in agreement, and I think I can say Bryan as well as too. Tyler Smith, man. If we're going to push him out there, because that should be the ultimate backup to any kind of plan. Because if you're going to put Tyler Smith out there, I'm a fan of Hoffman. I know TJ Bass, that's a really good guy that we could put at guard. There's a couple of guys there that we can definitely have. And we possibly even have somebody that we could put at center already on the roster. So, I mean.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of like, if JPJ is gone out of Oregon, I kind of like it taking one of the other guys there and don't jump for.
But I want to just build our line. I want to build that line.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like go with one of the tackles. I don't care that Mims only has 8 games. I don't care that Tyler. What happened?
Brad Harris says, "I want game time with our first pick. He runs a 4.140 and can bench 500 pounds."
Yeah, right. I probably could run a 5.140 if I'm lucky, maybe 5.2 at this point with my bed. Yeah, I don't know if I can run that fast now. I don't know if I could. I think I ran what was the fastest you ever ran, Phil? I think I ran a.
Oh, man, the fastest I ever ran, I think back in high school, it was like 4.43. 4.43.
Yeah, I never ran a 4.3.
And then by the time I got older, it just slowed down more. It was like 4.6 and 4.8. Yeah. That was fast in college, man. That was actually pretty fast. But no.
Lady Lieber, we need to be happy, right? This is the fun part. All these teams, like the Eagles, we got a lot of Eagle fans in here, at least the respectful ones. They have a lot of draft picks. They have a lot of holes to fill. But it's exciting, right? It's exciting.
Nice.
This is the best part.
Yeah. This is. I mean, this is the hopes that this is the stuff that you see. You kind of you can see the bigger picture. I like it because you can kind of like learn these guys, and not only do I learn these guys that are coming into the NFL, I learn what the actual the opponents that we have to go against, what they have now. If people get shaved off.
Rhonda Lovely.
Hey, Rhonda. Hold on. Here we go.
I keep wanting to hit the heart, but it's not my.
Oh, I like money. I like money, though.
Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you. She says, "I love Phil and Bryan. I gotta leave. Doing a wardrobe change." Ooh, very good. She's even calling it. Cowboy Nation making money moves.
Lucky hubby.
Thanks for the news. Thank you, Rhonda, and definitely check out her channel if you guys can. I sometimes just have it playing in the background.
Yes, definitely.
With some of these movies, she'll throw you a curveball all of a sudden out of nowhere, man. I'm expecting some Little Giants or something,
Yeah, Little Giants, the underrated movie. I
love that. Even though it was the Cowboys and the Cowboys were getting beat and stuff like that, still a great film. But that's why it's a make-believe film, is because of all that stuff. So just remember that. So anyways, as we're going through, do you have any kind of faith that Catboy will open up that wallet? Do you think Dallas will actually get the Dak Prescott contract done, CD Lamb contract done?
Yes. It'll be done, but it won't be done in
time.
We want it done.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's going on here? It's just
again,
my whole thing. What does their day consist of? Is it just 1 hour that they try to talk about this? Is it 15 minutes? Like, what is the conversation that it has to be dragged out?
Their philosophy pisses me off. That's what I said in my morning video the other day. This team just upsets me because it's never when I want it, And I know, like I'm a little kid, and I want it, and I want it now. But I want you to get under the cap, and I want you to get under now. Yeah. I don't want you to get under the cap. I love Will. There you go. There you go. There it is.
That's when they're with the money,
Relaxing,
I love Will with the 420. I love it. That's Here we go.
Pay that man his money.
Thank you very much.
There it is.
Baseball been very, very good to me.
I appreciate it. I love weed, and I think you need to try to change the format of the photo. I don't know why it doesn't allow certain photos to go on there.
But yeah, fucking. Well, no. At least I see I love weed this time. Right?
Yeah, I see him on the other chat, but I don't see him when I bring him up and his name's on
Oh,
there.
it's
It
yellow.
doesn't. Yeah, it like says that it has a problem
Why?
like displaying the. I don't know.
It's high. That's why.
Yeah, and that's why
Fucking high.
I Love Weed says I'm too sexy. That's why. It's like break the internet.
The sexy for my shit. Right, Sid? Right, Sid, Fred?
So, going, of course, free agency coming around the corner. There was a little thing I saw the other day, and it was a great conversation. I think a good piece. It was from DallasCowboys.com. Somebody had put it into the mail room. They mentioned what would you think, and obviously they talk about the collapse of things happening with this, but what would you think of the draft being before free agency?
Draft before free. I don't think it really matters after you think about it. But here's the deal: if you're a team, wouldn't you want to know what you drafted before you spent money? I think it makes more sense. But the players' union would never go for it.
Yeah, because the
They
veterans,
like
I think there would be some veterans that would be left out that wouldn't get those bigger contracts
So
or something.
I think that just leave it the way it is. If we get Henry, we could take Pollard. But no, Brad, no, absolutely not. Pollard's gone. I keep hearing Pollard wants to come back for light money. The only way we take Pollard is if after the draft, let's say we go with the Mims or something or JPJ in the first round, and then we go with our linebacker in the second round, and it just gets out of control, and we don't get that real stud running back in the draft. Okay, then you bring Pollard back, and you go from there. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're getting Henry, people. I really do. He's not going to ask for that much. And if we don't, then I think we're getting one of these backs in the draft. Man, I want Benson so bad, but we're just not going to get Benson. I'm just telling you now, we're not where he's going to go. We got too many other needs. And that's the problem with this team. They don't ever address their needs in free agency anymore. If we went out and got a linebacker, like, let's say we got a linebacker, Phil, and let's say we went out and got DJ Reader or whoever. I'm not even telling you who. Let's say we get somebody in the middle, like a one tech, a big boy. Bring back Hankins and get another guy. All right? And we get a linebacker. And then we get Derrick Henry. Now, that first pick in the draft, man, it'll most likely be offensive tackle. But then after that, we could go skill position. We could go anything.
Yeah.
If a safety drops in the second round, because I'm not big on Malik Hooker. I don't think Malik Hooker is very long for this team. And I don't know that Wanye Thomas is going to be his fill. I don't think he's a deep safety. I don't know that Marquise Bell is a deep safety. I think we're going to need a deep safety eventually. So it's like if Newbin drops, he ain't dropping to our number 2 pick. But, I'm just saying, it opens up the book for us to draft whoever, not just, we got to have this, we got to have that, we got to have this. Yeah. That's where you get in trouble. Vinny Hagen likes DJ Reader. Y'all was given a gift, and what happened? Philly D. What are we talking about? We have Stout. I'm not worried. Kelsey's an all-time great. Are going to be hard to fill. Yeah. But Cam's good, but
But you're
no
sitting
experience
there,
at coaching was our problem. Yeah, well, I called it last year before the season, but nobody wanted to hear it. So coming with 2 brand new coordinators, that was an issue, and now you got 2 more brand new coordinators. The only difference is that they have experience, right, Phil?
Yeah.
Well, that's the difference.
I trust Zimmer to really kind of start to put the team together. I question the Carl Davis thing, but I can't. Again, you guys make it make sense in the sense of camp bodies. Just something that's kind of there. Just what happens at the end of the year with your practice squad, it gets kind of like signed over, and I think you kind of just look at it like a guy like that as one of those type of players. But again, like what you're saying, if you bring a guy like Hankins back, you get a guy like Reader, a guy like Grover Stewart, somebody there.
That's what's nice. I'm not telling you I have to have this player. There's many guys out there. There's so many players on the street that we're going to be able to fill our team out and go into the draft. If not, I'm going to be effing annoyed. Pause. Because there's so many players that can come in and help us that are better than what we had last year.
I agree.
And yeah, for the love of God, can we put Golston at end and leave him there and stop trying to move him around? That's one thing about Dan Quinn. He lose weight. He was using Golston as a tackle instead of he was really good, rushing from the end. Yeah. Now that we're going to lose Armstrong, put him back there at the end. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out.
No, and I agree. Yeah. I think that's where the thing is, where you were talking about that, getting another linebacker, hey, if you get a linebacker, I still think the linebacker is something that we definitely need to kind of stock up on. I want to be cutting guys, and I want to be sitting here 5-6 months from now trying to really hard decide who the hell we're going to cut at linebacker, because it's going to be a hard decision. Well, they're going to be picked up somewhere, because that's the type of conversation I really want to have when you talk about linebacker, because again, I like some of the guys that are young, but I like them as flash role players that will come out of nowhere and build their reputation, like a Overshown, a Damone Clark. I want those guys not to be in there every single time. But I just want them to be part of a rotation. I want them to be the backup, and they played great. Don't get me wrong. They played great, but that's what I want. I want our, those guys that could be starting somewhere. I want those to be our backups. I really want there to be a competition, because when there's injuries that happen, those are the guys that got to come in there. And if you're having problems with, I don't know if we're going to be able to re-sign him in the offseason because he's such a great talent as a backup, he'll need to be a starter somewhere. I want those problems, man, because that's the type of Super Bowl team you have. Who picks away your team and your backups is those type of players. So yeah,
Devin Harper, he's one of those guys that we let get away.
It was just bad strategy, man. Ridgeway, all that.
I think it was Dan Quinn. Yeah, I honestly do. And again, Ultra says him not being there is going to help. I agree. I agree. I actually do agree with that. And again, I think he's going to help Washington. But he was good in some areas. I don't know. You know what it is, too? I want my defensive coordinator to be on the sideline. I know that's not a big deal.
Well, now he will. He'll be in Washington because he obviously is the head coach, and so a head coach has to be on the sideline. But
I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah. And that was my biggest gripe about Dan Quinn. It was just that he wasn't on the sideline. I was like, man, it just doesn't make any sense. That's the one part that didn't make any sense about who he was as a coach, because everything screamed, if you were to try to bet on it, he's definitely a coach that is on the sideline with his players. But no, he kind of took another approach. So anyways.
Yeah.
So, Brian, really, we're kind of just talking free agency, talking about draft. We're going to be talking about those things as we get deeper into these guys.
This is fun, man. This is the fun stuff
to talk
about. There's not any one thing,
Yeah, so we're already an hour into it. I didn't really have any kind of thing. Just kind of jump in there, because that's what it is, man. Talking Cowboys, talking football, talking possibilities, really, man. I think this draft kind of just opens up a lot of possibilities.
Maybe we could do a mock draft or something.
I like it. That's what I was about to actually say,
maybe we'll do that, and then we'll just do
our first mock draft for the Primetime Studios. Yes.
There you go. I think we did one last year.
Well, we did it last year. I'm talking about this year's draft.
Oh, okay.
Man, okay. I need to be specific. All right.
Well, I know we did one last year.
Oh, we did one before. Okay, got it.
Well, I'm going to do my 2.0 soon, but I actually picked everybody's, I'll mess around doing a lot of these mock draft simulators are so horrendous that like I saw Law Nations. I even commented he had all these guys there. I'm like, dude, he ain't gonna be there. He ain't gonna Sweat ain't gonna be there at 57 when we pick in the second round. He gonna be gone in the 30s or 40s. Yeah. Trust me. First day, the first 10 picks of day 2, he gone. I mean, he is. So anyway. So it'll be fun. 43 days. All right, Ultra. That's my email, buddy. Just give me shoot me your cell phone, and I'll give you my number so we can hook up.
So we're gonna be getting on there on Wednesday. We're gonna be on your channel, right? As of right now.
Yeah, Wednesday. It's the Wish version of this channel, but yeah, Wednesday nights. We're doing the Hump Day live stream. And Saturday nights, we're here with Primetime Studios with the many employees in the back that are hitting all the buttons.
Yeah, so I mean, I did the video. I was very inspired. I was inspired to do it just because I mean I'm getting again excited about the season. You know, this is again the time that we get all hope and we get excited about our team again because you know it's a fresh new start for the teams that didn't quite get there and just you know whether you lost in the first or you didn't make the playoffs or anything, your loss sucked. And that's the last thing you remember, man. That was that unfortunately, especially if you were in the playoffs. So I know I'm looking forward to just going to the draft. Bryan going with you, Mark Holmes, of course. David Wiley's going to be there. I'm pretty sure we're going to run to a lot of people in the chat. I'm hoping that you're going to see, right?
I'm hoping we have people to hang out with this year. I mean, last year we did, but me and you were kind of new on the scene.
Yeah,
we feel a little more seasoned now, you know.
Yeah, we're just sitting there staring and stuff. They're like, Phil, move, and I'm just like, oh yeah.
I'm Phil. I'm Game Time. Get out of my way. We want to see Mark Holmes' crack.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there it is.
There it is. We get first row. You want to ask it a question? Like we can do a poll. But anyways, Bryan, anything you want to say to the chat before we get our butts out of here, man?
No, I think that
Oh, really? You really think that? No, my bad. I'm just messing with you.
No, I think we're good. Like I said, we got legal tampering starts Monday at noon. I'll be working, but you know, I'm not going to stream. Wednesday, 4 p.m. is the day where all the moves are going to be. All the first day, you know, first tier free agents get sucked up. It's going to be fun.
No! We suck again!
Yeah.
We suck again. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. So that's about it. Off tomorrow. I'm going to chill out, do some stuff on the computer. You may see me on the interwebs. You may not. I don't know yet. But I'll definitely get something out there for everybody. So I'm just getting excited, Phil.
Well, I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate you getting me back into this because as much as I was kind of enjoying my time away, Bryan was sitting there going, man, hey, we got to do something. We got to start doing something.
Got to do something, man. You got to fire it back up.
And so here we go. I blew off the dust here off the system, and we're back on it again, weekly basis. Bryan, again, I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate everybody in the chat commenting, letting us know your future. What do you think that this team should do? Man, I guarantee you we're all more on board with what you're going to say we should do compared to what Steven and Catboy, a.k.a. Catboy, and the Joneses are going to do.
Thanks, Cowboys Cave.
So, again, anyways, I appreciate everybody coming through, sharing, liking, anything, talking crap. I don't mind at all. I really, really love it. We definitely are all about it and stuff. So we appreciate you coming through. And don't forget to do what, guys?
Always ring that bell.
Yeah.
Hey! We know each other. He's a friend from work.
What you do, you're like a little screw loose type of guy, and I thought that's how I am. So I'm digging it, big guy. I am.
Who are you?
You.
No, not me, you.
Yes, I am you.
Just answer the damn questions. Who are you?
Gametime Bryan, otherwise known as the mailman here.
Cool name. Superpowers?
Broadcasting from the illustrious Jobu Studio.
Come on, are you going to tell me who that is?
Primetime Phil. And, of course, my co-host, Gametime Bryan.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this place is going to explode. $100,000, I don't even need to hear it.